Guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you guys on some more current latest transfer rumours and a bit more information that is currently going on around the press in the current process. So we know today's results, Manchester United won comfortably today by 4 goals to 1 against Newcastle. Where did Manchester City win by 2 goals to 0? Chelsea won comfortably away at West Brom as well. Arsenal also won today comfortably against Tottenham in a 2-0 victory as well in the process. So all the top teams basically won today. Also Liverpool won by 3 goals to 0 as well in the process. So we do now sit 8 points behind Manchester City, and we have got Manchester City coming up sooner as well. So that is going to be a big, massive game. I think it's going to be between the two, Manchester clubs this season. Because both teams playing very well. City, still, playing better than us, obviously, because spent a lot of money, just like we have spent a lot of money, but as I said, it's looking very good so far. So anyway, we'll get into a bit more latest news, as I said now, with Arsenal's win today, because Arsenal won 2-0 against Tottenham. Reportedly now that Arsene Wenger believes that he believes that Ozil and Sanchez do want to currently stay at Arsenal, because we know Ozil and Sanchez are coming to the end of the deals with Arsenal Football Club, and it's basically made it clear that both players have refused to sign a new deal with Arsenal Football Club, even though Arsenal have been in the process of trying to secure both players a new deal with the club, but they both do become a free transfer next summer. But as I said, Arsenal would rather cash in rather than let them go on a free transfer next summer. Reportedly, Arsene Wenger now believes that Ozil and Sanchez do want to stay at Arsenal Football Club. As I said, because we know now Sanchez, who scored today as well. Sanchez is a very good player, and this is for 4th season now in the process here with Arsenal Football Club. He's only scored 2 goals this season, as he likes Sanchez, but he's Arsenal is made of century appearances, made about 112 appearances, and now has scored 55 goals for the club as Alex Sanchez. And you've got Ozil with fantastic record of assists, and he can score goals as well. He's got fantastic assists, he's got fantastic assists, 45 now. Assists for Arsenal Football Club, as well as Ozil in the current process. But now Wenger believes that both players do want to stay, but as we do know that Ozil and Sanchez have also been demanding a higher wage increase. Ozil reportedly has been demanding over 300,000. Sanchez reportedly was demanding £400,000 a week from Arsenal as well. But I do believe at least one of them will go in the January transfer window, as I said, because basically Sanchez had made it clear he does want to play in Champions League football, because it's first time in 2 decades. He has not been in Champions League football, with it's first time in 2 decades Arsenal not Champions League football, and Sanchez does want this because he may want to elevate to a higher level, play amongst better players. Like Sanchez in the process, and we know numerous teams have reportedly been heavily linked with Sanchez, and we know PSG have been mentioned as well. Real Madrid, a lot of teams have been interested. Man United have still had interest because he's a fantastic player. His work rate, his efforts very good. He establishes himself well in the Arsenal team, and when him and Lacazette play as a partnership, they do look fantastically well together in the Arsenal squad. But Sanchez is a fantastic number 7. His versatility is very good as well. He's Alexis Sanchez, but we know that Manchester City, I think, are still emerged as the front runners to go on and get Alexis Sanchez. I think City, could still pay £20-30 million for him. John, you may wait until he becomes a free transfer next summer, then get him on a free transfer. But I think, Pep Guardiola's keen on reuniting with Sanchez, after they were fantastic together with Barcelona, as I said, and he's got experience of playing in Spain as well as Sanchez, got experience of playing in Italy as well as Sanchez, also won honours with a player and Cola as well. But we all know that Arsenal don't forget Arsenal could have cashed £50-60 million in for him, because City offered this, but obviously Arsenal couldn't find that replacement for Alexis Sanchez in the current post. He's now won 3 FA Cups, as we all know, in 4 seasons with Arsenal Football Club. As Alexis Sanchez is just a very good player. Alexis Sanchez, distinctive in his play, creativeness, very good, skillful. Just a very good player, as I said, and I think even Wenger's still a big admirer of the player, as I said. But he now believes that Sanchez does want to stay at the club. But he did get a goal today against Tottenham as well, and that'd be fantastic for him. Scoring against their North London rivals as well. So. Yeah, Arsene Wenger believes that Sanchez wants to stay at Arsenal, but basically made it clear in August he doesn't want to stay at Arsenal, and he was keen on going to Manchester City, and he'd approached Paris Saint-Germain quite a few times as well, Alexis Sanchez. But yeah, he made his international debut as well in 2006, and he's also earned a lot of caps for his team as well. I know you've got Mesut Ozil, that's been linked to a move away from Arsenal, as we all know. There's been a few teams interested in Mesut Ozil, as I said. He's been heavily linked to it with a move to Old Trafford in the last 3 or 4 weeks, is Mesut Ozil. It's also reported out basically that Atletico Madrid have also showed an interest in Mesut Ozil as well, and it did actually confirm that the other day that Atletico Madrid had been in contact with Ozil, and it did say they were willing to offer him a sign non-fee, and we're actually willing to offer Ozil over £200,000 a week. But Ozil's another player that's been demanding a higher wage increase from Arsenal. I think he's been demanding over £300,000 a week from Arsenal as Mesut Ozil as well. But we know he's been heavily linked to a move to Manchester United. Jose Mourinho's keen on the player. Jose Mourinho classifies him as a good number 10, as we all know, in the current process. But it did say the contract talks have stalled, so in the process Arsenal are nowhere near in the process of securing him a new deal. Even though it did say in the press, I think it was last week, he was demanding to wear Jack Wilshere's number 10 shirt. Basically Ozil was demanding he wanted to become more of an attacking player, by getting put in number 10 shirt, for him to possibly sign a new deal, Mesut Ozil as well. But reportedly it did say Arsenal were actually willing to offload him for £30 million in the January transfer window, and Arsenal are willing to also offload Sanchez for £30 million in January as well. But Mesut Ozil can create chances. He's very good at providing assists, and he's got experience of playing in Spain, also got experience of playing in Germany because he was in the Bundesliga for 5 years, was Mesut Ozil as well. But Jose Mourinho says he's a good number 10. Mesut Ozil said, and Jose Mourinho's keen on reuniting with Mesut Ozil, as we all know, after they were fantastic together at Real Madrid. They had 3 fantastic years together at Real Madrid, did Jose Mourinho and Mesut Ozil. So could he still be potentially Manchester United's next signing? Mesut Ozil as well, and Arsenal paid £42.5 million for the player. This is 5th season now in the process. He's got a fantastic record of assists, and he's made over a century appearances now at Arsenal Football Club as Mesut Ozil as well in the current process. But Arsene Wenger is convinced that them 2 players will now stay because they've been heavily linked with a move away from the Emirates Stadium. But obviously Arsenal have been eyeing out replacements, for both players. And it actually did say, in the press the other day, basically it did say in the press the other day that reportedly Arsenal were closing in on a deal of £60 million for Nabil Fekir. It said they were closing in on a deal of £60 million for Nabil Fekir from Lyon, because obviously Arsenal paid £52 million from Lacazette from Lyon in August, and it did say Arsenal were willing to pay a club record fee of £60 million for Nabil Fekir. But the press are reporting he's not going to leave Lyon in January, is the current player, because obviously, he's maybe keen on reuniting with Lacazette, after they were fantastic together at Lyon. Nabil Fekir scored, I think, 12-13 goals for Lyon this season. Last season, he scored 10 goals for Lyon as well, did the current player. And during 2015-16, he had been injured quite a lot, so he didn't really feature a lot, the current player. He didn't feature a lot of the current player during 2015-16 due to his injuries, but he can play as attacking mid. He can also play as a striker as well, can Nabil Fekir. And in 2013-14, he'd made 17 appearances, but he become more regular in his second season with Lyon. He scored 13 goals and provided 9 assists in so many appearances. And he's been in the senior team for Lyon since 2013. He made his international debut in 2015, and raised up the youth system fantastically well with Lyon as well, the current player. But reportedly did say in the press the other day Arsenal were closing in on a deal for the player as well, so we'll see what happens about that. But it also reported out earlier on today, obviously we know that Jose Mourinho is still in search for the likes of a creative winner, basically, and the board have basically made it clear to Jose Mourinho he has to sell before he can buy, because we know Jose Mourinho's got a 3-year contract. In his second season of his 3-year contract, as we all know, he spent around nearly 300 million, or is it 300 million in free transfer windows with Manchester United as Jose Mourinho. But reportedly he has to sell now before he can buy Jose Mourinho process. And you know the reports had come out today about Gareth Bale from Real Madrid. Reportedly now Real Madrid are willing to actually offload Gareth Bale. I think Florentino Perez and Real Madrid are looking to generate basically the same amount of funds that they paid for him from Tottenham back in 2013. But we know Gareth Bale's under contract with Real Madrid until 2022. And he said Man United are willing to make a third attempt to try and sign Gareth Bale in the current process, and this is what had been reported in the press, because we did try to get Gareth Bale during the Moyes era as well, and he has missed Real Madrid's last. He's missed 40 games for Real Madrid in his last 60 games as Gareth Bale, you know, due to injuries. He's missed Real Madrid's He's missed Real Madrid's last four. What is it now? He's missed Real Madrid's last 60 games. He's missed Real Madrid's last 40 out of 60 games. That is correct. Got my words a bit muddled. So he's missed Real Madrid's last 40 games out of 60. You know, due to injury, and the Real Madrid board have been under pressure basically to get rid of Gareth Bale. You know, due to his injuries as well. But basically, you know, Mourinho were prepared to pay up to £100 million for Bale in August. But I think Bale had insisted, you know, that he was happy in Madrid. He isn't getting a fantastic reception at Real Madrid as well as Gareth Bale, but he's creative, he's got fantastic physical attributes, he's good at putting balls into the box as well. He's Gareth Bale. When he's fully fit, he's absolutely a fantastic player, you know. He's Premier League proven as well. He's Gareth Bale playing. He's won 10 honours with Real Madrid during his time at Real Madrid, and 3 Champions Leagues in 4 seasons for the Welshman. But as I said, you know, he's Premier League proven, had 6 fantastic years with Tottenham, you know, risen up the ranks fantastically well with Southampton, as we all know. And very, very good for Wales as well. Very, very good in Euro 2016, you know, top scorer in Euro 2016. Second top scorer for Wales, you know, with 26 international goals as well. Earned around 60 caps now for Wales as Gareth Bale in the current process. But Real Madrid are now looking to offload the current player as well. So can Mourinho go for him next summer, because the key area is the wing position, because Manchester United still need a win. And you know, Jose Mourinho, you know, was still disappointed that he missed out on even Perisic, because that was our main priority target during the August window, you know, to strengthen our wing position up. But obviously Inter Milan were demanding that they wanted £48 million, and United were reluctant and were resisted to pay up to £48 million for even Perisic. But he's got good physical attributes, he's good at crossing balls into the box as well, so he would have been fantastic for Manchester United as well. But we didn't get a deal over the line for even Perisic, as we all know. But yeah, George, we've got quite a few tags on our radar, and it has actually suggested out, you know, in the current press that Man United are willing to plot a double. Man United are willing to plot a double raid of £136 million on Bale and on Griezmann as well. So it did say Mourinho and Manchester United are maybe willing to plot a stunning £136 million bid for Griezmann and Gareth Bale as well, because obviously Griezmann's another player, you know, that's also been heavily linked to Manchester United. Obviously, we missed out on him during the August window, you know, due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban. He did estimate 6 out of 10. He was coming to Old Trafford as well, and he did sign a new deal back in June with Atletico Madrid, I think, until 2021 or 2022. He does have a release clause. I think it is £89 million next summer, Griezmann's release clause as well. But reportedly, it did say in the press the other day that Barcelona had agreed. He said Barcelona had agreed a deal in principle to sign Griezmann, and he also said Griezmann had agreed a deal in principle to join Barcelona next summer. This is what it said in the press the other day, because he's obviously Barcelona have been linked with him. Obviously Barcelona's main priority target is Philippe Coutinho, but Griezmann, good at leading the line, strong, quick, good in the air, versatility, very, very good is Antoine Griezmann. He's a fantastic number 7, you know. Manchester United have not had a fantastic number 7 for quite a long time, as we all know, in the current process. But yeah, he'd be fantastic. 28 goals in La Liga last season. He's got a lot of experience of playing in Spain as Griezmann, and he's an efficient finisher. This is his 4th season now in the process with Atletico Madrid. He's Antoine Griezmann, because he's also risen thanks to Real Sociedad. Very, very good Real Sociedad, you know, won the title. Them scored 52 goals in just over 2 century appearances for Real Sociedad as well. Antoine Griezmann. But yeah, it would be fantastic, and he also has a fantastic relation with Paul Pogba. Because they both played together for France as well. They both played together for France too, Pogba and Griezmann in the process. And yeah, Griezmann, very, very good in Euro 2016, top scorer player of the tournament as well. And in 2014 for France, he was their key player and helped them, progress to the quarterfinals in the World Cup in 2014 as well. Did Griezmann, but it did say Man United are planning, a double raid of £136 million for Griezmann and Gareth Bale. But we also know another player that Jose Mourinho has also been linked with as well. Well, he's been interested in his Emil Forsberg, another fantastic winner, plays for the RP Leipzig as well. Does the current player does Emil Forsberg is also an ex-Malmo player as well. Is a Emil Forsberg as well, but he's creative winner, good physical attributes, as I said, again, the player. And reportedly, Jose Mourinho has been closely monitoring the current player. He did watch him, Emil Forsberg, in action during the international break, Sweden's clash against Italy. He'd watched Emil Forsberg. Jose Mourinho was satisfied with his performances. And we also know that Lindelof, we also know he shares the same agent as Victor Lindelof does, Emil Forsberg as well. I think he is under contract with RP Leipzig until 2022 as well as Emil Forsberg. But yeah, he did admit he did the play. He's still fully committed to RP Leipzig and he's focused on RP Leipzig. So he hasn't really took much notice of the speculation, with him possibly being linked to a move to Old Trafford. But as I said, he was one of their key players that helped RP Leipzig, progress to second place, or was it third last season? And also, was one of their key players, that helped them qualify for the first time to help them qualify for the Champions League for the first time in RP Leipzig's history as well. But RP Leipzig may be reluctant and resistant to offload the player, considering that obviously they've lost one of their players now, Naby Keita. Next summer, Liverpool have agreed a deal for Naby Keita. Liverpool, paid £48 million for the player. Well, he's got a £48 million release clause. Liverpool have paid a premium towards this, so that's confirmed for next summer as well. So RP Leipzig may not be willing to offload the current player as well in the current process. And also another player, basically that Jose Mourinho has showed an interest in, as he updated you, as it said in the press the other day, is about David Luiz from Chelsea now, because that reported basically that he may consider joining Manchester United, David Luiz, and it did say if Chelsea are willing to offload him, Chelsea may recommend that they want around about £34 million, basically that they paid from him from PSG back in 2016 as well. David Luiz and Jose Mourinho may be keen on reuniting with David Luiz, because Jose Mourinho has worked with David Luiz in the past as well. During Jose Mourinho's time with Chelsea, he's worked with David Luiz. But reportedly, he did say he may consider joining Manchester United, David Luiz, after reportedly he had a fallout and a bust-up with Conte because he was dropped. David Luiz was dropped in Chelsea's game against us, before the international break, and he clearly said David Luiz was unhappy with Conte. So he did say actually Man United could make a move for David Luiz, because obviously David Luiz very, very good. He can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a centre back as well. So his versatility is very, very good. He's David Luiz's, and David Luiz, he made his international debut in 2010. In 2013 Confederations Cup, Brazil won that Confederations Cup, and he was part of the squad. Also was part of the squad who reached the 2014 FIFA World Cup as well. He's earned around 50 caps, I think, as David Luiz. But as I said, with Benfica, was at Benfica a good 3 or 4 years, I think. He won the title with them. And then he went to Chelsea, for 3 years until 2014 as well. Won the FA Cup, the Champions League, Europa League, and that with them. And then PSG had paid £50 million for him back in 2014. £50 million, the most highest paid fee for the defender at that moment in time. He'd been at PSG a couple of years, also won honours with PSG, so he's got experience of playing in the Premier League, as David Luiz, experience of playing in France, also experience of playing in Portugal as well. And now Chelsea in 2016 had repurchased him back for £34 million from Paris Saint-Germain, as well as the player. And in the Premier League, he's made about over a century appearances now and scored 8 goals as David Luiz. But reportedly did say Manchester United could also make a move for him as well in the current process. But Also suggesting out basically about Manny and Fellaini, as I've updated during the last couple of days. Reportedly, he did say basically Manny and Fellaini did reject an offer of a new deal for Manchester United, because Man United did say are still in the process of trying to secure Manny and Fellaini a new deal. Jose Mourinho is desperate basically that Manny and Fellaini does sign a new deal, because he has made a big impact this season, and he's looked fantastic in that midfield as Manny and Fellaini, in the current process. But as I'm saying, it did confirm Fellaini's agent has approached Juventus reportedly. Maybe Fellaini could possibly make a potential move to Juventus, but reportedly now Juventus are not interested in signing Manny and Fellaini. Reportedly, Galatasaray have been interested in him. Also, Besiktas have been interested in him as well, but he did reject an offer of a new deal for Man United, and it was £120,000 a week we was willing to offer Fellaini, but reportedly he turned this down. He's made over 2 century appearances now in the Premier League as Fellaini. This is his 5th season now in the process with Manchester United. He's Manny and Fellaini is also, used to play at Everton, but he did say Man United are not willing to offload him in January, and we could actually possibly, lose him on a free transfer next summer as well. Manny and Fellaini in the current process, but we will see what happens. But as I said, guys, that's mainly everything to update today. But as I said, good. As I said on Manchester United Newcastle review, very, very good performance. After a shaky start, because Newcastle, dominated, I'd say the first 15-20 minutes, Newcastle were totally in cruise control. You dominated, they were dominating us in every part of the pitch, they were outnumbering us. And, we were really struggling when we had the ball in the early parts, finding the space. Newcastle were doing well defensively. And Newcastle looked very, very dangerous on the attack. They looked a very, very good attacking threat. Shelvey had a good opportunities for them. Shelvey had good opportunities for them. Also, to Murphy had 2 decent opportunities for Newcastle as well. And I said, to be fair, Newcastle took the first goal well, but I think Man United should have done better with it, because Gale shouldn't have been allowed that much space in the box. It was a cross from Yedlin. He got on the end of it, did Gale, put the ball in, come off the post and went straight past David De Gea, and that was 1-0. And then Newcastle was still playing well, and they could have gone more than 1-0 up then. They were pressing high on the pitch, they were controlling the ball well. We were looking very, very unnecessary at the back in the early parts of the game as well. And but basically, we also, Lukaku, it was good to see Lukaku also. He got the 4th today. It was good to see him score, because he did go 7 games without scoring a goal, did Romelu Lukaku. And it's good to see him get his name back on the score sheet today. And he did have 2 decent opportunities, I think, in the first half. One that went over the bar as well. I think another one that went over the bar. But I think, I think when we got the equaliser, that's when Manchester United set a steam, as momentum, as confidence had come back into the team. And I thought, it was very, very good to see, Martial, a fantastic young age prospect that's going and developed into his game. Good to see him score. Lovely, fantastic assist from Pogba. Pogba got an assist and scored today as well, which was good to see, and fantastic for Pogba on his return. He'd been injured for over a month, but on his return today, scoring as well, and getting an assist. And you can see how different that midfield is with Pogba in it and with Pogba out of it. And I think we'll look very, very sharp in that midfield, especially with Pogba in it as well. It was good to see Chris Smalling get a goal. Ashley Young getting a fantastic assist as well. And Ashley Young, he's without a doubt, when he's been playing at left back, he's been our best left back by miles. Fantastic cross from Ashley Young. Smalling gets an end of it and puts it in, and that makes it 2-1. And then in the second half, then basically Manchester United, just took control of the game. Newcastle then couldn't really find their stride as they did in the early parts of the first half. Couldn't really find the stride, couldn't get the momentum together. And I thought we then took over basically because Mourinho had to give them a rollicking. And then you got the 3rd goal from Paul Pogba. I think it was a Mata cross. Rashford nods it on. Good to see Rashford as well getting an assist. And, it was good to see also Rashford and Martial playing together in the game, because that hasn't happened often this season. Mainly, they've been trending together. They haven't really played, together on the pitch, both players, because they've basically been mainly substituting each other, haven't they, in the majority of this season. But I thought both players played well today, as I said. And the 4th goal, Romelu Lukaku, and Ram Mata got the assist for the Lukaku goal as well. Lukaku couldn't have missed, just whacked it straight into the top corner of that, basically, from close range as well. We saw Ibrahimovic come on. I thought he did well when he come on. He had a glorious opportunity. He produced a good save from the Newcastle goalkeeper as well from the left hand side. Fellaini had a chance. He could have scored. He come on as well. Fellaini could have scored, because I think he had a shot. Was it cleared off the line or something like that? as well in the current process. But I thought second half, we did step up the performance, and it was very, very good to see. We now go to the Champions League midweek. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll have a look. It is Basel away from home, but I think qualification is all nearly complete now. Is qualifications, because we've got 4 wins out of 4 now in the Champions League. 12 points now in the bag, and no goals conceded in the Champions League as well in the current process. But very, very good to see. We will be doing that preview as we always do on this channel. We will be doing the preview of the game as well. So anyway, guys, it's mainly everything to update today. So reportedly, Arsene Wenger does insist now that he believes Ozil and Sanchez do want to stay at Arsenal Football Club. As I said about Arsenal, they're a team that are not good enough to win the league. They haven't won the league since 2004, as we all know. They're not good enough to win the league. I still think they need to strengthen up a bit. I still think they definitely need at least 2 world-class players in their team if they're going to be a title challenge team. But they had a good win today against a fantastic dominant Spurs side. Played well this season. As I said, Spurs have got quality team. They've got likes of Harry Kane there. I've got Dele Alli in there. So Arsenal wouldn't have gone in that game thinking it was easy, as I said. But Arsenal, I think, still need to reinvest, as I said. And Arsenal are a team that can play good football, but they're a team that, are just a team that I just don't think are good enough to win the Premier League at this moment in time, unless they do reinvest, get a couple of players in January, and then, maybe next season, maybe a few years' time, they may be up there in the mix. But as I said, I think it's going to be Manchester United and City for the league this season. You could say it's going to favour Manchester City because they've got that 8-point gap, but all can happen now from now till May, as we all know in the current process. So anyway, guys, that's everything today. Drop your comments, likes on the channel if you do consider subscriber, as always, to my channel, guys. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye.